So seeing that we have a Soul Awakening session gala open right now, I've seen a lot of interesting posts, but this one really grabbed my attention on Reddit because it does seem like people are still making some mistakes and using what is arguably the worst system to ever hit the game. I keep begging them to make some sort of change because as it stands right now, it's a Starry Gem sink pit, bottomless pit. Worse doing this than just using the auction house. So let's talk about it because I want to make sure we get some exposure on this because I still see people to this day trying to power up their heroes to giant killer and it's just not working. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's get going. So of course we are talking about the Soul Temple's Soul Perfection system. Ever since its iteration, it just seems like it is utter garbage. Now, if it was just as easy as putting a bunch of B- to B+ heroes in and being able to get a giant killer A- hero copy, that wouldn't actually be too bad. Like, that would actually be a reasonable thing. However, what I'm going to show you guys real quickly is what it looks like when you have to take a hero up to the next level. So when you're going up past that, what you need to do is you need to feed off 3 or 5 B tier heroes, 5 B+ heroes, and 5 A- heroes. This is the big issue. I would much rather be like 10 of each of these and maybe 1 A- hero. But the fact that it's 5 really means that if you're doing just about any hero besides Lord of Fear Aspen, this system is going to be worse than if you just bought the hero copy for 10 to 30,000 starry gems on the auction house. And this is actually the post right here by if Ivanic. So yeah, it's people are still trying to do that. It's confusing because it's stupid. That's why. Don't feel bad. You just didn't have all the information at your disposal, and I apologize about that because we probably should make more videos on this system because it is utter garbage. Now, the fact that you need 5 A- heroes means that at a bare minimum, if you come over to the auction house during these weeks, which they're literally the cheapest A-, gotta love how the search function doesn't always work anyway. You can see you could probably get some of them for around 7,000 a piece. So even if you got 5 of them right around the 7,000, I mean, even if you're lucky and got them for 6,000, that would be great. If you manage to win the bid on these, you're still looking in the ballpark of what you need 5 of those. 7,000, that's 35,000 right there. That is just absolutely insane. The fact that it takes 5 copies, it just blows my absolute mind. So right off the bat, just from A- copies that you would have to accumulate, again, you'd be at 35,000. Now, there's might be one rare hero scenario that might be worthwhile, and that's if you're rocking something like a B+ Aspen copy. Because we go over here and we take a look, just say like the highest attack value Aspen, like this, 6,300 attack, really good. You're still gonna be paying 4,000 to 5,000 starry gems just to get the base copy, let alone what you're gonna need to do as far as feeding B copies and B+, because I mean, yeah, this is a really, really great attack value. It's B+, B+, so actually upgrading it to an A is not too far off to get it to an A- hero. But again, you're gonna have to be buying copies. Like, we'll just go with like buyout price to the lowest, right? This is lowest. I mean, you're still gonna be spending, oh, I guess that's a bad example because it's Aspen, but if you go to every copy, it's still gonna be 450-ish for 5 of these. That's another 2,000 right there, if not even more. And then you're gonna have to get some more B+ heroes, which again, they're like 1,500 a piece, which you need 5 of those. That's another, what, like 8? So that's like 10,000 additional. So you can see how this adds up. The only way this could ever be worthwhile is if these copies continue to go up. 45,000, meaning you can just buy this copy with 6,400 attack. It's already got a roll on it you potentially want. You can see a lot of Aspens are up right now in the A- range. That's just standard, but they are the highest demand hero. So this is the only one that's even feasible for doing this on, because the other one that's the next closest is Vulcan, and you can see it's way down at 30,000. There's absolutely no way this would be profitable. Granted, it's a lower attack roll. If you do play this smart, you can always just get, B+ heroes with just like the highest attack possible And if you do manage to do that, then it might be a better situation. Like you already get ones with 6,500 attack or like 6,300. You just need to bump their overall stats up to the next tier. Then that's fine. But again, you're still talking about 4,000 to 5,000 for a hero copy, and that gets very, very pricey. Like this one is kind of like the best example right here. You have really good rolls here. You have a really high attack. You need to get 4,500 just to do this. So you're talking about 5 copies of these lowest tier buyout price type things, which again, I mean, maybe, oh, I went to the wrong one. Maybe you can find like a really good situation where you can get some really good deals. But again, even at that 6,500, I mean, it's about 7,000 what you're going to spend, and that's 35,000 just from the A- copies. So the fact that this method takes just so many fodder heroes is just absolutely ridiculous. And that's beyond actually getting them to the point where they can cap it. Because remember, when you're actually in game, let me show you in game real quick. When you're in game, first thing you need to do with that hero copy, because we have a good example with the B+ copy right here. Oh, wrong one. We need to go to perfection. There it is. You already have to get additional points, and those points come from even more B and B+ heroes. You can see 310. It's just a little bit crazy what you need to do to get the stats even close to it. So if you don't already have a copy like that Aspen I showed you already, then you're going to be in a really bad situation, because this is just way too much. I would be fine. I think it was 5, 5, and like 1, maybe even 2 or 3, because you could still either turn a profit potentially on the copy. But if you're an average player like this one right here, you're thinking, oh, I can finally get an A- copy. I push my B+ up to like really, really good stats. I literally have 2 A- rolls and a B+ roll. But then you're sitting here and you're like, oh, like legit, like maybe if you already had like a good Aspen copy and you're ready to already use material heroes, you could turn a profit on like an Aspen copy. But again, it would be so minimal that maybe even the 5% the auction house takes as their cut would be enough to just completely ruin all your profits. It's just a horrible system, and you need to make sure you're not using it, because it's a pity that we had a system that looked like it was going to be amazing. It looked like it was going to be a path for free-to-play players to actually push their heroes to like a higher tier. But in reality, what it turned out to be was instead potentially people that have like, you know, an A or A+ hero, and they want to try to push that hero up, aka mainly whales. Like, and I'm not even talking about whales. This is a system even whales do not use. Like megalodons, if they're trying to take their already SS hero and maybe push it up to an SSS, then maybe that would be something for consideration. But like you guys can see here, like there's no way this is worthwhile with the amount of points to take a B+ hero and bring them up to the next rank, because it's just like, it's just so bad. It does tell you how many times you need to do it to get the full progress on the hero as well, which is another thing that's just a kick while you're down. And yeah, it's just a really garbage system. I don't think I have any other B+ to show off right here. All the rest are pretty much B-. So be warned. Again, I see it on Reddit all the time, so I'm going to post it everywhere. Do not use this system. It is by far the worst implemented system I've ever seen in really a lot of gacha games out there. Luckily, Idle Heroes have been doing a lot of good stuff overall, helping people. You know, there's power creep, but that lets free-to-play players and low spenders get the older power creep and power up their account. This is one that just absolutely not a single person in the entire game should ever use. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Stay away from Soul Perfection. I'll see you guys next time.